Today we're going to talk about task planning. Today more than ever, demands at work are at an all-time high. Productivity is recognized and rewarded in the workplace. Working fast, however, does not always equal working productively and efficiently. When we go to do a work task, it's very important to plan out the time and the resources it might take beforehand. Poor planning and inefficiency in the work process creates many problems and affects our ability to work safely and productively. So let's talk about task pre-planning. When more than one work task needs to be completed in a day and there's not adequate time or resources to complete the tasks, there's a breakdown in the worker's day. It's important up front to know what time and resources are needed for a task. This planning should start at the management level, and they should get input from any subject matter experts, as well as the workers involved in the task. Now, this process can be informal, but especially for complex tasks, there should be a written document outlining the steps of the task. After reviewing the steps of the task, the necessary training, personnel, equipment, permits, if those are needed, and time needed for the task can be determined. When all of this is determined up front and all of the necessary resources are made available for the work task ahead of time, everything can run efficiently. Having all the required resources also allows for workers to take the time to ensure the proper safeguards are in place during the task. Now, having said that, we need to discuss adjusting work plans. While we can plan all we want, there will still be changes that we will have to account for and to which we'll have to adjust. Things such as equipment breakdowns, employee absences, and weather are just a few common problems that can throw off the original plan for the task. For critical tasks, especially, there should always be backup plans that we should be thinking of in case of some change to the original plan. When things come up and changes need to be made, the new plan has to be implemented thoughtfully. If new equipment or personnel have come in on a work task, we have to take time to let everyone know of the changes so that whoever is involved is aware of what is different than what was originally planned. Look at the original plan again and see if any additional resources or time is going to be needed after the change. Then also we have to take into account, in construction particularly, weather considerations. Weather is one item that should always be planned for during every task. In our industry, for example, there's a lot of grade work, excavations, open ground. If there's rain in the forecast for later in the day, then the supervisors and the operators should have a plan of where the runoff water is going to go and accumulate. Having a plan to adjust your work area before the weather arrives could mean the difference between a few hours and a few days of downtime in a work area. Not only will this planning and adjustment lead to better production, it will also allow everyone in that work area to work safer after the rain event. So, having considered our planning, this is something that's going to be an ongoing issue. We always are going to have to plan our tasks, whether it's a large scale plan or a small scale plan, a big task or a small task. Planning counts because planning, if it's done properly, leads to good performance.